All right, welcome to the journey to competing in CrossFit. Let's go. Well, I went outside to get some sun before my workout started. It's beautiful out. And I was like, oh, did it just rain on me? And I was like, oh no, it's beautiful out. A bird just shit on me. I'm pretty sure that's good luck though. So maybe this workout's gonna go sick. Oh gosh, so gross. All right, we are back with another mic'd up workout. And also we're gonna talk about why I'm not doing the CrossFit Open this year, even though my goal is to compete in CrossFit. But yeah, let me get a little warm up going and then we'll start yapping. All right, I'll catch you guys in a bit. Yes, I'm doing some deadlifts today, and they do not feel great, but you have to expect that. I did heavy front squats last night. I did like three singles above 400 pounds. So, yeah, I'm feeling the fatigue today, but we go. All right, we got 545 on the bar. And I'm gonna talk about CrossFit. I'm gonna finish deadlifting first. But as you can see, I'm fully focused on strength right now. That is my current phase of training. Yeah, I guess I'll ramble a little now while I'm wrestling. Might be good. I'm psyching myself out a little today. But yeah, as I touched my last video, like these CrossFit athletes, like these real competitive CrossFit athletes are dogs. And if you want to actually be your best and try to really compete, like to even have a chance, the smallest chance to compete, like you have to work really hard. You have to have a plan. Like it's not random. You don't like, some people do just, pick up sports once in a while and they're just like naturally really good, gifted at it. But like, most people, like, you gotta work. And yeah, so I guess what I'm saying is if you want to compete in CrossFit, it's much bigger than just doing a CrossFit class. Like you have to have a plan, a periodized plan, and like work on specific goals and have a roadmap to try to do it. And so, yeah, right now I'm focused on strength, which is one of the reasons I'm not competing in the Open this year, but I will touch on that in a bit. All right, enough talking. Ooh-wee. Man, it feels heavy today. All right, we got 575 on the bar right now. I gotta focus up, so no more talking for now. Wait. All right, what up? That 575 was definitely the top set. That was tough. Oh man, that just like knocked me out. But I'll take it. The goal is to hit over 600 in the next like few, by the end of March, I guess. And I'll take that for today. Given the volume I did this week, I did a lot of heavy things this week. So like, I'd say all in all, I'm not mad about it. We're on track. All right, so a lot of things too. Yeah, just a little tip for how like training was for strength. Some people you can lean more towards volume and say I could have done like today that was just 575. And now I'm gonna do a back off set, one back off set at 525 for 2 to 3 reps, and that's all I'm doing. So I hit a top set at 575, one back off set, but like really high intensity. And intensity is only one thing, like a lot of people don't know that. Like the intensity means weight on the bar. That's all that intensity is. It doesn't mean how hard you're working out. They need another word for that. Intensity is one thing, that is weight on the bar. Especially relative to your 1 rep max. Like the closer it is to your 1 rep max, you say that is high intensity. So I'm training with high intensity, and something some people do, because it's very taxing on your nervous system to train this way. So like some people definitely, especially just for muscle growth, lean more towards volume training. So maybe they do 5x5 deadlift at like 80% rather than lifting in the 90% range. So that's definitely valid, lower risk of injury, very good for muscle growth. But I'm trying to be a performance athlete, so the main thing I'm trying to drive personally for me is nervous system adaptations, and that's something that lifting with intensity can only do. Like if you are trying to get stronger, you will get stronger in that lower, like in that higher volume range, but you just don't get the same nervous system adaptation in my personal opinion, because when you lift with higher intensity, which means when you lift with a heavier weight, your body has to like recruit more motor units and stuff all at once to lift the weight, and you don't get that with volume training. So that's the difference between strength and volume training in my opinion. Just a little tidbit. But we're here, yeah. So one back off set here, and then we'll rant a little more about CrossFit. Why I'm not doing the open, because I'm gonna do some accessory work after this, nothing crazy. But I hit the lift I needed to hit, so I can kind of zone out now, not have to be so focused. So let me do this one set, clean off the bar, and then we'll chat while I do some accessory. Don't know what that's gonna be yet. I think while I'm waiting to do this last set too, this is a good time to touch on one other thing related to CrossFit. So like, because I'm training like this and like I am gonna try to compete in CrossFit next year, but my main goal right now, like as I'm training for that, as I've said, like training like this and training for pure strength is so taxing. Like, because this is what I've been doing for the past couple months, like I couldn't compete in the open right now. Like my nervous system is so fatigued all the time. Like, your training has to be specific for what you're doing, and I'm trying to drive that neural adaptation for strength right now to help me reach my goals. But because I'm so focused on that, like I'm so fatigued all the time, I couldn't perform at a high level doing the open right now because that's not where my resources are going, if that makes sense. Like when you're training for a sport, like you have to train specifically for it. And when you're farther away from it, like when you're farther away from your sport, your season, whatever you're playing, this goes for way beyond CrossFit, like the training is much more general. You have a periodized plan. So like when you're farther away from the season, you do much more general stuff like aerobic work or strength work. And then as the season approaches, it alters into doing more specific things to focus on your sport. You know, like you could go from strength, then to focusing on speed, and then to transitioning to skills as the season approaches, or for whatever you're playing, doing. So yeah, that's what, like this, because I'm trying to compete in CrossFit, like I just want to see like how good I can get at it. And like, you can't listen to the world, you have to do what you feel is right and make a plan for you. And yeah, you have to like slay each one dragon at a time, and you have to like have a roadmap, have a plan, and yeah, it's like it can't be random, is what I'm saying. So yeah. All right, more. I know. I guess people kind of like this stuff. If you guys like this mic'd up content, let me know. Like you just get some of my thoughts too while I'm lifting. So all right, last set. Hey yo, that's it. Ooh. Man, those were kind of tough. So back to the topic of CrossFit. And why do I even want to compete in CrossFit? And I think one of my answers is like, A, I love fitness. B, I think CrossFitters in general, in the sport of CrossFit, gets a bad rap. Like I want to shed light on that as well. Like, these CrossFit athletes are, as I've said last video, are really fantastic athletes. Like Matt Frazier is a beast. Like I know he's not competing anymore, but like just he was a savage, and there's no two ways about it. And I think it's cool too. Yeah, like you have to be like CrossFit is just so hard, is what I'm saying. Like I think like bodybuilding, it seems like it's growing so much on social media, and like bodybuilding obviously is really hard. I'd also argue it's probably not a sport. It's more like a pageant, but it's still amazing. Like it's like a sport. Like you still have to train and stuff. It's just what do you argue is a sport and not a sport? Like in the actual event, like it's usually some sort of physicality and test of like coordination and some sort of physical activity, but like bodybuilding is not a physical activity in the actual event, but it is year round. So just an interesting it's just an interesting thing. Like, you know, it's hard to define what is bodybuilding. But anyway, I think, yeah, as I was saying, I think CrossFit is incredibly hard. Like bodybuilding is definitely hard too, but like, I just think like making it to the CrossFit Games and that level of fitness is like so rare. Like it's like, I'd argue it's definitely harder to get to the CrossFit Games than it is to get a bodybuilding pro card, no question. I don't know about making it to the Olympia, like that's probably, like making it to the Olympia in bodybuilding is like obviously making it to the CrossFit Games. Like it's only the elite of the elite, like such a small percentage, and it's so hard. And I just want to bring along, like show, you know, bring light to CrossFit and how fit these people are. I want to see how fit I can get and like, just like kind of change the perception of CrossFit, because as I've said, training for the sport of CrossFit versus doing class is like two totally different species. And yeah, and I also just love training, and that's why like CrossFit is so hard and it's so vast and complicated, and you have to be strong and skillful and fast and enduring, and you have to like, you know, you have to have really good coordination, really good endurance, like, and you have to be an absolute workhorse, and you know, it's just cool, I think. So, you know, I've always enjoyed what you can do more than how you look. Although, like, I think aesthetics are cool too. Like, if you look at these CrossFit Games athletes, they're some of the most aesthetic looking people. Like, they're just muscular athletes, and you know, just kind of bridging that performance and aesthetics together, and yeah, bringing some good to CrossFit. I don't think it gets enough attention just for how cool it is, and yeah. Especially in this fitness influencer space. And yeah, so anyway, enough ranting. I don't even know if I like what I just said, but all right, talking again in a second. Man, those are tough. Those are 100-pound dumbbells. Not easy. But yeah, back to the conversation. So essentially, CrossFit is a really difficult sport, and making it to the top is incredibly difficult, and I have nothing but respect for these CrossFit Games athletes. I don't think they get enough respect, honestly, for just how impressive they are. And I want to see how close I can get to doing it. So that's what we're going to do on this channel. And the reason I'm not doing the Open this year is essentially I need to, if I want to try to really do this, I have to periodize my plan. And my plan is right now to build my strength base, which is what I've been focusing on this winter. It's almost springtime now, so yeah, this will change. But we still got a couple more months of training like this, and then we'll have to shed some fat, get in shape, and yeah. And something else I'd say is, the reason I'm not competing in the Open is like, yeah, as I said, you have to train for it. Like, the CrossFit Open is not fun. If you actually want to put up good scores, you have to go to a dark place. It hurts. Like, it is a competitive sport. Like, it is so hard, and it hurts very bad. You know, you gotta be in the right mindset to compete. Like, you gotta be ready to, you know, like give give your soul, like, and give everything you got. You got to dig down real deep. So I got to mentally prepare for it as well. You know, it's going to be a difficult journey with lots of sweat, blood, tears, if I'm being honest. Like, you know, I tried to do this long ago, many years ago, many moons ago, and I just was not successful at it. And there was a lot of things that happened, and I want to give this one more ride over the next few years and just bring some light to CrossFit and what training to be a competitive CrossFitter actually looks like. So yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of failures, but it is gonna be a fun ride, I think. You know, and if anything, I get to just share it with you guys, learn, and whatever I learn, teach you guys. You guys will learn from me and my failures if you guys want to do this. And yeah, it's fitness is just awesome. You know, it's so broad, and just having a platform, I'm blessed to even have a platform, no matter how small it is, a fitness platform to just share what I love to do. And yeah. All right. So like, comment, share, subscribe. Come along for this journey. We're gonna see how fit I can get in 1 year. Yeah, as I've said too, that I saw 24.1, and I'm obviously keeping track of the workouts because I have to know what to train for. And burpees and dumbbell snatches, the workout like looks simple on paper, but man, I can just see how much it hurts. Like, man, it's a daunting task to see what these elite athletes are doing, no question. So trying to do it is going to be very difficult and fun, and you know, fun might not be the right word. It's going to be challenging, and you know, trying to complete challenging things is rewarding. So that's where the fun comes from. All right, let's go. Okay. All right, that's it. That's it for this one. I think I'm going to call it the journey to competing in CrossFit, just because that's kind of what I talked about in this video, and that's my ultimate goal is, you know, just try to compete in CrossFit because it's really hard. That's essentially, it's really challenging, and I'm still here on this earth, and you know, I got to do my part, chase my dreams. And that's all you can do in life. You got to be, you know, this is a blessing. Like, it is a privilege to chase your dreams, and you know, I can't forget that. You guys shouldn't forget that either. You know, if you got a camera and a dream like me, you know, you're doing all right. You still got a chance. All right, I'm out of here.